Hello, everybody, and welcome to Forever Rugby on Forever Sports. And some interesting updates ahead of the weekend with a potential planned protest outside the Cape Town Stadium by disgruntled Western Province and Stormers fans has been addressed by SA Rugby, who have released a media release and an open letter to the South African public and all rugby fans, explaining the entire sort of process of the SA Rugby administration. This comes after accusations that SA Rugby replaced one dictator with another in the form of Rian Oberholzer. And as I said, all this has sort of led to a potential protest potentially taking place ahead of the Stormers versus the Sharks game. Before we sort of go through what the open letter has to say, please do smash a like on the video. Please do subscribe to the channel as well. Now, as I said, this was sort of it was announced a couple of weeks ago that they were thinking about protesting at the next home game. And now that we're at chat in the week, more sort of stories were surfacing. Now, this is what SA Rugby has come out and said. It says, SA Rugby has noted plans to picket a forthcoming DHL Stormers match by elements of the Western Province Rugby Football Union, the WPRFU, club structures, and wishes to remind the rugby community of certain facts. It is felt necessary to do so at this time to remind in the public of the calamitous sequence of actions and inactions by the former executive that led to the WPRFU being reluctantly taken into administration. The remit of the administrator was to return the WRFU to financial stability while untangling the legal complications of the myriad of putative property deals that the former administration contemplated. The claims now being made by individuals, some of whom were part of the executive, which traded the entity to the brink of bankruptcy and now wish to claim control, are erroneous and misleading and needlessly distracting. And more importantly to note, the property or equity deal that the Executive Council of the South African Rugby Union believes has sufficient merit to be presented to the General Council of the WPRFU cannot be completed without the approval of that General Council. The decision will be Western Province's, no one else's. So that's an interesting point. It's basically saying, you know, in and amongst all the things you're worried about, you have to sign it off. We can't do it. So that's sort of basically saying, you know, when you talk about a dictator, we're not dictating things to do. We're not just doing things we want to do. All our resolutions, everything we want to put in place has to be signed off by the General Council, and therefore Western Province Rugby Football Union will have the final say on anything, any actions that take place. They then put in a timeline of things that actually happened, and they said in 2009, WPRFU signed a heads-up agreement with Investec's property division for the redevelopment of the Newland Stadium. Investec advanced a 50 million rand loan to the WPRFU. They then declined to sign the final documents to conclude the sale of Newland's development rights to Investec in 2020. Further in 2020, they received a 112 million for Flight Property, which is appointed as developers of Newlands. Notwithstanding the value of the loan to repay previous loans, it was secured by bonding properties to the value of 250 million, encumbering all the properties worth almost 450 million without performing a due diligence and exercising its duty of care. They said that WRFU's auditors highlighted serious concerns regarding the arrangement and that the VRP executive failed to de-risk the organization and did not act with duty of care by not conducting a formal due diligence process. In 2020, Flight, by its parent company, Dreamworld, paid 52.97 million rand to Investec Bank and 57.76 million to Remgro to clear WRFU's debts. 6 WPR board directors then resigned or removed from the board in October. The players then met with the union leadership in November to express their concerns. This is all when sort of the red flags start jumping up and everybody's going, what the hell is going on? In December, Flight declared a dispute with the WRFU over the valuation of Newlands. Their parent company then filed a suit against the WPRFU in the Western Cape High Court, claiming 388 million rand in damages and the repayment of its 112 million rand loan plus interest. In 2021, a term sheet was signed with status by the members of the Exco without performing a formal due diligence exercise, and once again failed to, in its duty of care, furthermore breaching Clause 13 of the Western Province Constitution and failing to get a mandate from the General Council. So basically, that they're now doing things without getting these things sort of signed off. They said in 2021, sorry, deeply concerned, established a joint steering committee. And basically, this was sort of like a joint sort of venture, basically saying that we're going to appoint a committee to sort of help guide you into the right sort of position. In September as well, the WPRFU president established what was described as a war room of ad hoc appointees of his choosing, tasked with resolving WPRFU's issue. This was old Zaltmere back in the day. Then 5 members of the WRFU Executive Committee, including the Vice President, filed an urgent application at the Western Court to have the President removed. Disorder in the ranks, basically. They then said, no, we're not happy with this. We want to get him out of here because he's doing things badly. In October, the SA Rugby Executive Council determined that the Western Province Rugby Football Union had failed to meet the requirements of its constitution. It was in a terrible financial position. The union's auditors, BDO Incorporated, had noted several reportable financial irregularities, and that Western Province Rugby was facing several legal battles, was unable to pay SARS or salaries, and was in imminent danger of being liquidated. SA Rugby was left with little choice other than to take the WRFU into administration. The clause is basically about a government's report. So they say that they are in a sound financial position, that they comply with the laws of South Africa, and that they conduct their business with due diligence and appropriately. So that's basically sort of the lead-up of events that eventually sort of happened to the administration that's currently taking place. They then said, in conclusion, SA Rugby looks forward to ending Western Province's unfortunate period of administration in the coming months with a solution approved by its clubs. The path taken has so far has brought stability on and off the field, while the process being followed to ensure the union's financial stability, or sustainability rather, has been rigorously vetted from a legal and governance perspective. We would urge all stakeholders that the greatest service they can do to Western Province Rugby Football Union now is to allow the proposed solutions to come to the General Council without sideshows and interference, where the membership will be able to decide their own fate. Basically saying, stop with sort of all these sort of sideshows and stop trying to sort of slow down the process. We've got a plan. Let us come and give you the plan, and then you guys can either vote yes, yay, or nay on the plan itself. So the big question is, will there still be a process? We should have to wait and see, don't we? But that is basically what is going on there. They're sort of basically sort of coming out and basically saying all the stuff that you guys are talking about is a lot of rubbish, and the reason that that you guys are in this situation is because you guys didn't act appropriately, you guys didn't do your due diligence, and we've actually been forced into the situation because of the actions. And it basically does sound like a bit of a rogue unit within the WPRFU, which are now sort of trying to get back into control. As far as I'm concerned, you had your chance, and given the fact that they were on the verge of being liquidated, I think anyone who's involved in any of that shouldn't be anywhere near the union. And I think the important thing, again, is what SA Rugby are saying. You guys will vote. The General Council will vote. The clubs and the General Council will vote on the resolution. So, as long as administratively and structurally things are being done in the right way, in theory, we should hopefully get to some good solutions. So now we wait and see what will happen, actually. But let me know what you think about the entire thing down below. Do you think there's any, justification in the potential protests, or do we think that this is a couple of power-hungry individuals who are just trying to sort of maintain their sort of piece in the pie and not willing to walk away? Let me know down in the comments below. Please do smash like on the video. Please do subscribe to the channel as well. Thank you very much for watching. My name is Steven. I'll chat to you soon.